Arkadaşlar öncelikle şöyle bir giriş yapayım dedim. Açıklamayı yapacağım, size açıklama yapacağım. Bu büyücüleri ben yenemedim. Bir önceki kayıt noktasından başladım. Buraya geldim ve bunlarla anlaşma yaptım. Yenilmiyorlar çünkü. Çok güçlüler.
Ghouls. No, just run.
Çekil.
Watch.
Al, atıyorlar. Enerjik olacak. Çok yavaş. Tamam, aç kapıyı. Oh be, geçtik buraya. X'e basabiliyorum.
I'm impressed.
Laboratuvarın girişini bul.
Be sure.
Böyle bir sürü şey. Şurada ne varmış? Geçelim. Bu adamlarla beraber gidiyoruz işte. Arkadaş.
I know rats are running around sewers. What are we looking for, anyway? Some graves, I heard.
Graves? So maybe there is something in this for us.
Shut your traps. Want the sergeant to hear? We've been deep shite. But it is a good idea.
We've got company. Redanian bastards.
Ne oldu?
The entrance must be somewhere here.
If our experts are to be trusted.
Der Henner dabbled in illusions, among other things.
He also experimented heavily with golems.
Golems with the power of speech, supposedly. They knew nothing of poetry, but...
Will you two shut up?
Yes, it's an illusion. I found a weak spot. Stand back. Later. later Elorn, Lisa Elorn, later dear.
Vay bir şeyler yapıyor. Taşı mı kaldı? Aa, kapıyı açtı.
At times I'm caught. You can get my kind of feat. Though I have no needles, they say I am piercing. What am I?
Careful with the answer. It could be a trap.
Typical of dear Hannah. He was a genius with a penchant for mischievous jokes, like a child.
So, a couple of adults, purported experts, should have no problem solving this.
Indeed, it's trivial. The answer is pain.
Incorrect.
No! Impossible! So...
Capable of kindness and cruelty, I take victims when I sour. I can be on your side or wrong you. I bring gifts though you already have me.
Fate.
Correct.
It's going rather well so far. Not for everybody.
Adam gitti ya.
Someone's been here recently.
Buradan mı gidiyoruz yoksa? Tamam, oraya baktığınıza göre oradan gidiyoruz.
Well, the competition's here. Kill them!
Hayda. Ha, o kadar. O kadar.
They must have descended straight from their quarter.
Let a Northling.
Another guardian.
Şurada bir kitap var.
Later Elorn, Lisa Elorn, later dear.
Burada bir muhafız var.
It's reacting to my spell.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign to unfold. By day they followed a mountain vault, its riches untold.
Did I hear someone complain about the riddles being too easy?
Let's think this through. There are 9 alcoves, a fresco in each. That's 3 groups of 3 frescoes.
The riddle mentions 3 guides above the travelers. We must examine the frescoes, seek answers there.
I'll advise you about the riddle, but I will not take part in disarming the device. I've got a bad feeling about this.
What do you think of the first verse?
I would say it describes a serpentine dragon swallowing its own tail, which represents infinity and thus time. The hourglass likewise symbolizes time. In this case,
I believe it's the dragon constellation. It would be visible at night. What's more, sources on alchemy invariably portray dragons as winged, and as an accomplished alchemist, Gehenna would all...
In alchemy, the winged serpentine dragon represents prime
It should be the dragon constellation.
I shall take that one.
What do you think of this?
To my mind, it speaks of the white rose, symbol of the Order of the Flaming Rose. You see, the fresco itself resembles a coat of arms, and in heraldry, silver is rendered as white. So the Silver Lady and...
I think it describes the full moon. In alchemy, the moon represents both silver as a metal and the feminine element.
The brigade's name is female, and they say death follows a unit. So the Silver Lady could very well be Nausicaa.
I think it's the full moon.
Allow me.
What do you say to the third?
It describes the precipice, the ravine amidst mountains. An ancient rule in alchemy states, as above, so below.
We must read the third line literally. To me, it suggests the Mahakam Mountains and its mines, from which dwarves and gnomes extract many ores.
The verse is not literal. In many legends, towers are in fact vaults, which the hero must penetrate in order to rescue it.
The mine entrance in the mountains. I'll stand next to that fresco. Let's see if we can solve this. Take your places.
Count me out. I want to live.
As you will. We must try another combination.
A group of travelers wandering through the dark. Three guys at night.
Nasıl olacak şimdi bu? Bir kez daha deneyelim bakalım.
A group of at night.
I shall take...
It's the...
Allow me.
I'll stand. Let's see. Take your...
Count me out.
Bir de bunu deneyelim. Hayda yine geldi.
We must try another combination.
A group of at
I shall take that.
It must
Allow.
It's got. I'll stand. Let's see.
Daha
Take your.
geçti.
Count me out.
As you will.
Daha geçti. Maden şu dağa geçti olması lazım.
We must try another combination.
Evet arkadaşlar, videoyu durdurmuştum çünkü bu bulmaca biraz zordu. Vakit harcamak istemedim. Kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Zannedersem şifreyi bulduk ve bize katılmayan arkadaşı göz yakacak şimdi. Hayda. Golem çıktı.
Our expedition has grown thin. Such a shame. I actually found those two amusing.
Shut up.
Of course.
A golem. So Darehenna's legend is true.
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders and kill. Not unlike our Witcher.
So I guess we should get along famously.
You? What do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning your knowledge, but I should be the one to...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I'll try to get it to reveal the word that'll deactivate it, or I'll just mess with its head. Break the code.
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
My intentions are good.
As are mine. Know, however, that this may change.
Darehenna must have been pretty lonely if he gave you eloquence.
The Master made me a guardian. Nothing less, nothing more.
Baksana şuna.
And you, provided you stand there, are a guest.
Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called obedience and unyielding persistence. I am a guardian and the humblest of servants.
A golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have a name.
I own nothing. Everything belongs to my master. How could I divulge the name if I exist solely to protect my creator's property?
So you're aware you're an automaton?
Do we really know who we are, where we came from, and where we are headed? Is human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death ensnares it, better than mine? When a human is born, he is obedient to his parents. Later he listens to tutors, masters, corporals. Finally he succumbs to the will of death.
And to think that Adalbert questioned Darehenna's mastery. You're far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make sovereign decisions?
The master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking. I can make decisions, within my program, of course.
So you decide who's a guest and who's an intruder.
Who else would? Guests chat innocuously, exerting no pressure. All others are intruders.
Who, if anyone, is allowed to pass?
Darehenna, but he is dead. Also guests may pass, but I stop
Tamam, biz de
intruders.
konuk olduğumuza göre
Tell me
geçebiliriz.
more. Who's a guest and who's an intruder?
Is it not obvious? A guest keeps his distance or knows the name word. An intruder is anyone who enters too far, attacks me, or otherwise interferes with my being.
Güzel konuşuyorlar.
Has anyone tried to enter before?
I recall no intruders. I do, however, remember guests who left after being warned.
When was that? What did you discuss?
I am a machine. My memory is limited.
I have other questions. Do you remember your creator?
Of course. I was summoned into being by Master Gehenna. I abide by his will, by his power, by the necessity encased in my stone bowels.
Gehenna is dead.
His word, which animates me, lives on, as does his legacy, which I protect. Empires will rise and fall, rivers will shift their courses, but I will remain obedient to one master on my eternal watch.
Can I ask you for the name word which brought you to life and which can deactivate you?
Do that, and I shall consider you an intruder.
You're not an automaton. You're self-aware, and you think you can make decisions.
İnandır.
You're wrong. I am eloquent and can discern between guests and intruders. I can also deal with the latter. But everything I say and do is limited by my restrictive program. By the way, as an automaton, I am immune to all charms. Stop the intruders.
İşgalci yap. Kaç. Kaç abi. Gel lan. Al.
We've done it. We've penetrated Gehenna's laboratory.
Let's have a look. This is better than I'd hoped.
A great success for Nilfgaard, this mission.
Maybe you'll get that promotion.
Document about the Vrans. Gehenna's notes from a trip he took to Zeracania.
Bir bakalım üstümüze ne aldık ya.
Can you feel that?
My medallion's vibrating.
Another masking illusion. I'll try to disperse it. Later, Elorn. Lisa Elorn. Later, dear.
Bir tane daha kapı açıyor. Helal olsun. Kendine mi? Seni de içeri. Çiğleyeceğim.
The device. What is it?
Şu aygıt.
You've done your job.
İşini
You'll
yaptın.
be
Paranı
paid and...
alacaksın ve
Paid like the scholars were? They died once they were no longer useful.
They were never useful, but Cynthia insisted. Fortunately, they were so kind as to remove themselves without my help.
I'm not about to be that kind.
Adelbert, you know what you're to look for.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a prototype megascope. I didn't know it had survived.
What's it do?
The artifact detects an emotional bond with a person. Its user need only focus on that person and the device will establish a connection.
Great tool for a spy.
Yes.
Time you fulfilled your end of the bargain. What do you know about my past?
Söyle.
You were a rider of the Wild Hunt. I read the reports.
Don't the Nilfgaardians have anything better to do than write reports about witchers?
Not about witches. About you. You are the sole person to have been a member of the host and survived.
I'd like to try out the device.
You realize that can only end badly.
Cut in again and I'll put you in my report. You may use it, but just once.
Giving state secrets away to a Nordling. Will you mention that in your report?
You're sure to be named a commander one day, Adelbert. But until that happens, be a good boy and do your job.
Article 22 of the Code is clear. Suspicion of treason is sufficient grounds to strip a commander of power. Article 1 of my personal code is equally clear. Traitors must be subjected to the most painful death possible.
Gel buraya. Tek vuruş bari.
I didn't expect that.
Multiplication. Second year at the academy, all mages learn it.
I didn't expect you to take my side.
Well, now choose one person you wish to contact. After that, the artifact's mine.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't eavesdrop while I eavesdropped.
I shan't trouble you. I have a lot of work to do here.
Saskia şey değil miydi ya?
I made sure we'd have a trustworthy cook while in Lochmuin. I'll not allow anyone to slip poison into your goblet here.
I cannot sit here and eat in peace while Philippa rots in a dungeon.
Regardless of Philippa's whereabouts and predicament, you must behave as befits a queen.
Does that rule out caring for my friends?
Philippa will manage. And even should she fail, I'm sure her final wish would be that we follow through with the plan.
Ne güzel.
So
Her
eat.
şeyi gösteriyor.
You must be at full strength during the summit. A very important task awaits you.
I hope you learned something useful.
I'm just sorry I can't use the artifact a few more times.
Its power has been depleted.
I understand. Thanks anyway.
Sağ olasın.
Diana's notes from a mutation procedure manual.
Kılıç ustası, eğitim, büyü, simya. Büyüde bu neymiş? Aksi, art. Buradan nereden çıkabiliriz ki acaba? Buradan mı? Yok. Şuradan mı çıkıyoruz? Yok, buradan çıkamıyoruz. Yüzeye geri dön. Yüzeye geri dönelim. Bu videoyu burada bitirelim arkadaşlar. Evet. Başka bir videoyla görüşmek üzere, hem de kayıt da alalım. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşça kalın.